TriCity Family Services is a community-based mental health agency. We're located in Central Kane County. We serve the Tri-City area and surrounding townships, and we provide community mental health. So what that encompasses is community counseling, psychiatric services. We work a lot with case management for our clients, so we are involved very much with schools, the legal system, and we're very well known for our family-based work.
My name is Jules O'Neill, and I'm the clinical director here at TriCity Family Services. People come in with an array of issues. We focus on family systems, and we like that the most. We encourage families to come in as a system. Doesn't mean we meet with them all together all the time, but we want to fix the whole system, not just one person, because it's not usually just a one-person issue. We have wellness programs. One is Chick Chat, which is for middle school girls, grades 4th, 5th, and 6th, and it's just about self-esteem, self-image, conflict resolution, and problem-solving in peer relationships. Then we also have Heroes, which is kind of the same thing for boys. That's starting up new. We have single moms groups. We also go into the community, into the schools, and we also do groups or presentations there. We have a wide array of experience here throughout our staff. We have staff here that are from ages 70 all the way down into their 20s with different backgrounds, different licensing, and different focuses of expertise.
Hi, I'm Kelly Horn. I am the Family-Based Treatment Coordinator here at TriCity Family Services. I've been with the agency for a little bit over 2 years as a therapist, and just recently have stepped into the role as the FBT Coordinator. So FBT is our Family-Based Treatment for Eating Disorders program. It is an outpatient program that serves primarily kids from 8 to 22, and these kids are coming in for anorexia, bulimia, binge eating disorder, and avoidant restrictive food intake disorder primarily. So general kind of eating disorder programs will focus more on inpatient treatment for teenagers, whereas this is much more of a family-based treatment. So we really integrate the parents, we integrate the siblings. It's a very holistic approach, so we're working with physicians or teachers or anyone who may have relationships with the person going through the eating disorder. FBT is a very unique program, so we and the University of Chicago are the only agencies in Illinois that can provide that treatment.
Hi, I'm Laura Kowalski, manager of the EAP program here at TriCity Family Services. EAP stands for Employee Assistance Program, and there are many different facets of an EAP. A couple of them would be clinical services. So if an employee is struggling with anything, maybe of a personal nature, or even if they're struggling with some workplace issues, they're able to access the EAP in order to come in and speak with a therapist. We do trainings of all different kinds. Some of the ones that we do more frequently might be like harassment training, reasonable suspicion training, so to help managers and supervisors to determine if somebody might be under the influence while they're at work. Because an employee assistance program can help decrease absenteeism and also increase productivity, I think it only makes sense that employers invest back in their employees and provide them with employee assistance services to help them both professionally as well as personally.
I'm Hannah Kramer. I am a therapist and the Wilderness Challenge Coordinator at TriCity Family Services. The Wilderness Challenge program is a program that has been around at TriCity Family Services for about 28 years. And it is a program where we take teens into the Boundary Waters of Minnesota, and it's an 8-day camping, canoeing challenge trip. It really gives the kids an experience outside of school, outside of their parents. They go with kids they don't really typically know, and they can learn a little bit about themselves and how to get away from even just your everyday life like electronics. I mean, we're really in the remote wilderness. The program has really grown into a leadership program where the kids can come back after the trip and do our follow-up group, and then they can be leaders on the trip year after year. But a lot of the goals are, I want to make friends. I want to at least have one friend after the group, or I want to get better at working through my anger, or I want to get better at talking with people my own age. So those are some of the goals that we see, and it's really cool after the experience to see some of the kids actually reach those goals. It is a free program, and that's one of the things that I think is really cool about it too, because some other programs out there can be really expensive, but not the Wilderness Challenge program.
We see kids from the age of 5 all the way up to adults through 70s, 80s. As long as they need our services, we're here for them. We also have Latino services. We have 4 bilingual therapists right now, and That's wonderful. A lot of people don't think about the Hispanic population, Latino population in the Tri-City areas, but they are present and they need services just like everybody else, and we're really blessed to have bilingual therapists because they're very difficult to come by.
Well, one of the amazing things about Tri-City Family Services is that we've been around for 50 years and we've really given grassroots community counseling to the Tri-City area, and we really want to expand on that and grow into the future, but we want to keep that a community-based feeling. The schools are involved with us, churches are involved with us, other agencies collaborate with us. We're on a lot of committees where we do very collaborative work, and we feel like mental health is something that we need to tackle with other providers in the community.
Tri-City Family Services was founded through the support of the community, and that's what we need now to sustain ourselves for the next 50 years. There's a lot of ways to contribute to Tri-City. You can serve in a volunteer capacity on our board of directors, our advisory council, our Helpers with Heart volunteer auxiliary. We have people doing things from doing mailings for us to helping us rewrite our strategic plan. You know, there's all kinds of ways that people can engage. Financially speaking, all the money that we raise goes to help providing our services for people who can't afford it. We're the not-for-profit counseling agency, so we're not looking to make a buck out of anyone's pain or suffering. We are here to help and to minister to the needs of our community. So it's kind of like no matter what's going on in the world or in the country, this is the place where there's equal access to mental health care, and that's how we like to provide it for the community.
In 1967, St. Charles resident and soon-to-be Congressman John Grotberg started a grassroots initiative to help troubled teens in St. Charles. Stan Davis, Jim Weaver, Jamie Daniel, and John Langle were among the earliest involved in what would become Tri-City Family Services.
This was 67. People were beginning to think that horror of horrors, our kids may be experimenting with drugs. I think it was more drugs than gang stuff that they just didn't know. I was told to just go meet kids, hang out with kids, and see what happens.
These two young men had beards, and they were kind of hippies.
Oh, come on.
That was their reputation.
I had a detective in the St. Charles Police Department who regularly, when I would see him, would say, "We're going to get you guys. We're going to get you guys." One thing became pretty clear. There were a group of kids that had no place to hang out. So we decided, let's have a coffee house. Let's do a coffee house. We were aware already that we were suspected as the persons who were trafficking drugs. So we said, we don't want to do a coffee house by ourselves. Let's create a coffee house association and see if we can get some churches to join. And I'll be darned, we got 10 or 12 churches who joined. And then a masterful thing occurred. I mean, talk about something that was really transformative. A woman by the name of Josephine Fisher, who happened to be a physician in the community, went back after practicing for a number of years and did a psychiatric residency at the University of Chicago, came to us and said, "Would you guys like to have some consultation?" And probably by the second consultation, she said, "If you guys are ever going to have an impact with these kids, you better figure out a way to work with your parents. You better figure out how to do family therapy."
The agency did a very radical thing. They gave John and I semi-partial sabbaticals, and John went back and got his degree in family therapy, and I went to Family Institute. And at that particular point, right around then, it began to be Tri-City Family Project. I think it was Project for a while. It became Services later.
None of this could have happened without people from the community believing in it, people like Jamie and those folks that were willing to risk saying this is something that's important for our community.
This lady would check and see how much money was in the till to pay the checks on a Friday, and if there wasn't enough there, she went to the local bank and said to the banker, "I'd like to take out a loan to cover the paychecks for this period." To which the banker said, "Oh, my dear lady, you can't do that." And Jamie said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do that." And she did that repeatedly. It's been amazing across the 50 years to watch how the baton has been passed from one generation, one group of people to the next. There have always been people willing to step up and see that the agency is funded, talk to friends about it. It's just been amazing to watch that occur.
And to have an agency where people can go that may not have the funds to pay for private services, an agency that isn't your pain is our gain kind of thing, is just crucial, absolutely crucial for a community to become less of a town and more of a community.
Yeah. And it's amazing how different they look in 67.
And you haven't changed. You haven't changed a bit.